little out of tune. I have always loved this piano. I got it from a craft store, I think it was. Just a little one, family owned. It was way in the back. Had a bunch of stuff piled on it. It was this color. They had painted it. And I saw it back there, and it was not in a position of being used. And I said, what about that piano over there? What are you going to do with that? I mean, you could tell it was just crowded in there. And she said, oh, that thing, it's such in the way. She goes, I would really get rid of it if I could. And I said, well, can I play it? Sure, go ahead. So I moved a few things and lifted it up, set it back, and played on a little bit, and the notes sounded good. I mean, it did sound like it was not quite in key, but I didn't mind it. You can tell me in the comments if you mind it. It's about $12,000 to get a piano rebuilt. But they do a beautiful, beautiful job. Piano is better than new when they're done. Perhaps one day, you know, just because it's come to mean so much to me. And it plays so well. I just like the way that the keys, I actually like the tone, the sound, everything. Anyway, so I said, well, I really like the piano. If you want to get rid of it, would you consider selling it? She goes, sure. Absolutely. Anything in the store. And I said, okay. What do you want for it? She goes, well, and you know she's a merchant. And people give pianos away all the time. But I honestly didn't expect her to give it away. She said, how about $100? And I was doing pretty well at the time, and you know, everybody can use $100. And even if it does seem like a high price for an old piano that it's probably a pain in the butt to move, I didn't mind. I like supporting my local businesses in any way I can. You know, just like I like supporting any cause that means a lot to me. I believe in clean water all over the world, so I support that. Okay. All right. For that $100, can you deliver it to my studio? Now, my studio was just a concrete floor, drywall, and nothing else, a window, you know, and then the building, of course, that I was living in, that it was, you know, part of. She goes, sure, we can get it to you. And so a couple days later, a horse trailer appeared, and there was one of the local doctors and a few of his buddies, and they had actually found themselves a piano dolly, which I thought was pretty awesome, to be honest, and they delivered it to me. Now when it came time to move it here, oh my goodness, there I was on that day, trying to move it. I have a small blue horse trailer. I was going to put it up inside, haul it out here because I was moving in. And I thought this should be the first thing to come out because it's the biggest and the orneriest to move. And as I was trying to do it by myself, the point of this talk, I realized I couldn't. And I said, okay, you know, I just speak it out because if you call it prayer, that's how I pray. I just talk. I say what's on my mind. I ask if I need to. Mostly, I'm just thankful. And sure enough, across the alleyway there, a friend of mine was there. I said, Brian, what are you doing right now? And he's a big guy. He's a big guy. He said, not much. Why? I said, well, I'm trying to move this piano into this horse trailer. And I said, I'm having a hard time. He goes, oh, okay, that's no big deal. You know, it took him about 30 seconds to get it up in there. Really, about 30 seconds. And I thought to myself, well, here's a time when asking for help was perfect. So that's what this is about. It's about asking for help. Since I've been out here, I've worked real hard. And I've gotten a few things done, but not near what I need to. And it's possible, it's possible that I could ask for some help and probably get it if I need it. I'm still of the mind that I can do just about anything myself. But I want you to consider that asking for help is not a bad thing. In asking for help, you sort of set up a balance of things where somebody may ask you for help. And of course you give right to them. You know, yeah, of course I'll help. Let me get in there. Let me help you. But when it comes for you asking for help for yourself, you're like, I got this. Why? Why do we do that? Is that pride? Do we base our worth on all the things we think we can do? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. In the construction field, you meet a lot of people who have pride in their skills, their work, their strength, their youth a lot. Sometimes their wisdom when they're a little bit older. But eventually everybody comes through that phase and reaches this phase where you've got to start thinking about other stuff. You've got to think about, if I try to move this thing by myself, am I going to hurt myself and then keep me from doing all the other things I need to do? Maybe I should ask for help. I think that's true about our lives too. Are these circumstances going to be overcome by the strength of my character? Or this time is a little bit harder, maybe even harder than I can bear? Reach out. Reach out. It may not have to be to a professional. It may only be to someone who has the moment to let you let it out and listen. Or maybe it's somebody that you know and care about, and you know they won't judge you. And that's very important. We don't want to be judged or condescended to if we come to ask for, a moment to vent or advice. Try not to be judgmental over people. It's not really our place. Every one of us has done something, been involved in something, has had something happen to them that would require, someone being stern or looking at you and judging you. But you don't need it. Inside your heart, you already know how you're doing that way. You know if you feel guilty or good about what you're doing. If you feel good about what you're doing, you don't have to worry about that judgment anyway. If you don't feel good about what you're doing, then you're more sensitive to people saying things about you. To be able to come through things, to have help, it would be really nice if people did not judge, but just helped. Because what that does is it's just the purity of the moment. It's just the purity of the moment. It's in genuine giving and receiving. That's all. That's all that was needed. Both people walk away with a good feeling. One for being helped, not judged. One for helping and not putting personal bias into it. So neighbors here help each other. And even if they disagree, they still help each other. Somebody's child gets severely ill, there's a cookie jar auction. People paying $500 for that cute cookie jar with all them cookies in it. And then often they give it right back and say, auction it again. Because they're raising money for somebody with a heavy expense. Their child is in the hospital, something like that. And I've seen it over and over again out here. I love that thinking, that we can do stuff together and that we can accomplish. So, I'm going to think about it for a little while, but I might ask you guys for help. I might do it. They talk all the time here about little clubs and all these things you can get and the benefits and all that kind of thing if you pay a little bit a month, and I think about that and I'm like, geez, the advertising dollars are pretty cool. But that money goes right back into the YouTube. How about if we work on this place? What do you think? It's going to take a lot. I mean, I honestly don't know a cost value of it. I imagine if I had 20 or 30,000 in the bank, I could probably accomplish just about everything I need to. But that's not the way money goes. It usually trickles in, and so you do a little bit at a time. So I'm going to ask, what do you think about that? And we can call it a special project for the summer, and we can get as far as we can get, and then it'll be set up for the winter. And perhaps by then I'll know better if I need to sell this place or not. I think mostly I need to know where do I want to be in 5 or 10 years. And what do I want to accomplish? Traveling in ranches don't get along too good. Somebody has to be here to take care of it. So if I want to go out and travel and do things and whatever, then I think I'm going to have to figure it out one way or the other. Anyway, let's talk about it if you like in the comments. Let me know what you think. I have 2 campers on this property. It'd be nice if I could get them both fixed up. I got one for me right now. It'd be nice to get them both fixed up, and then one could actually be kind of like a guest house. It would be fun to have visitors sometimes, or little events. It would be fun. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to. You ask me for help. You ask me for my heart, my love. And I give it gladly. I give it gladly. I love you very much. I want you to know without a doubt that this is real from my heart, and that I love you, and that I appreciate you also. Even if you in the comments say, no, I ain't giving up my money for you to go and putter around on your place. I ain't gonna do it. I don't know, the videos might be kind of funny to watch. Even if you say no, it's okay. I'm so very thankful for every one of you. And everything about the channel is going to take a little bit of time, just because I got so much to do here, and I'm trying to balance everything. That's another thing I have to learn, is how to balance rest and work and the enjoyment of life, things like that. Yeah, that's all I got to say today. I hope you like the old piano. I do. I love this old piano. And I apologize if I made mistakes. I know you guys think that's kind of funny in a way, but I judge my autism on a daily basis by playing the piano. And it helps me to see how my mind is working. Yesterday was a particularly autistic day. And I thought about it while I was going through it on your behalf, because I get questions and such about it as an adult with autism. How is it? On a bad autistic day, you feel like you're in a dream. You're trying to, you feel like you're in a dream. You're trying to make perfect sense like your mind always does. You know, it works very hard for clarity, probably over time. But on autistic days, you feel like you're in a dream, and everything is, you can see it, but it feels blurry. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, on those days, probably not a good idea to sign contracts or go through, buying stuff online or whatever. On those days, try to find something consistent throughout the day. For me, that's working with my hands if I can. And just relax, because it does pass. I think we're going through solar activity as well. I know my heart has been feeling that. And it may affect, it's electromagnetic, so it may affect us as well. Either way, please find 5 minutes of joy. Take a walk, talk to somebody new today, be a reward for somebody who may not get a reward all day. And that could be as easy as a smile. Hi, I'm glad you're alive. Hi, I'm glad we're here together in this big world, trying to figure it all out. Still here trying to figure it all out. But I love you, and I'm thankful, nothing but thankful, for every one of you in my life. Take care. And we'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye.